on Phantxm Army? Is your boy Phantxm Stilts, and welcome back, guys, once again to a brand new class setup video on the channel. Not a brand new gun, but a brand new class setup. I did a couple things to this STB class, as you guys can see by the thumbnail and the title, to make it a little bit more viable in multiplayer. I'm a very aggressive playstyle in multiplayer. I like to sort of get in people's faces and that kind of thing. So this is sort of what that weapon build is for. I sort of tweaked it and did some tuning with what I didn't do with the previous STB build that I gave you guys a couple of weeks ago. So let's get right into this. So like I said, I tweaked it a little bit. So I went for the barrel mod, we went with a 508 millimeter rear guard barrel, and I did some tuning to this one as well. So the reason I went with the 508 millimeter rear guard instead of the other one that I did, which was the FTAC, I believe the FTAC FB20 is the one I went with last time. So the reason I went with this one is it has a higher damage range buff, as well as hip fire accuracy and bullet velocity. So I just felt like this one was a better choice as far as the barrel was concerned than the FTAC FB20. I just feel like it gives you more damage, which is more or less what we're looking for in every single class that we make. We're looking for damage range, as well as the weapon being as easy to shoot as possible. So I felt this was a little bit better than the FTAC FB20. So I went with this one for the barrel. Next, we went with the Echoless 80. You really can't beat this muzzle with any attachment for the AR class. I really think the Echoless 80 is, I think it's the quintessential barrel or quintessential muzzle you're going to put on your weapon for any AR. So like I said, this increases the damage range, bullet velocity, and a silent package, smoother recoil, but slower to aim. So a little bit slower to aim and bring up the gun, but you're going to make up for that in some other attachments that we have in the bag for us. So that's what I went with. Echoless 80, always good for an assault rifle if you're looking for a good muzzle. I tuned both the barrel. So the barrel went for recoil steadiness and the damage range. I forgot to mention that. Sorry about that, guys. And the Echoless 80 I tuned for the recoil smoothness all the way up and the bullet velocity all the way to the right. So those are the two I went with there as far as tuning is concerned. All right, guys. So the third attachment we went with was the Phase 3 grip underbarrel. And the reason we went with that for our underbarrel was the aiming idle stability, the hip fire accuracy, and the recoil stabilization. So like I said, you're going to give up a little bit of recoil stabilization, ADS speed, and stuff like that with the two attachments that we did previously, the muzzle and the barrel. So what I wanted to do with this one is I've been using the Phase 3 grip a lot on my AR weapons if it's available. And it just seems to make everything a little bit easier to shoot. So that's why I went with the Phase 3 grip there. And then also I tuned this one for the recoil stabilization and the aiming idle stability. Once again, moving right along, we went with the 5.56 millimeter OVERPRESSURED+P ammunition. The reason I did this is for the target flinch, gives you more damage, and as well a little bit less recoil control, but we also have that Phase 3 grip in there to help us with the recoil control and that kind of thing, so it sort of balances it out. And the target flinch is always nice when you're aiming down sight and you're shooting and actually getting shot at. Your bullets are still doing damage, which is a good thing. And I tuned the ammunition all the way for damage range and all the way for bullet velocity. And then last but not least, we put an optic on this one. So we're going for a little bit longer range with the STB, and it's not horrible close range at all. We just wanted to give a little bit of an optic on there just to give us a little bit more range as far as shooting or aiming down sight or ADSing. That way we can hit targets from a little farther off and not have to use the iron sights. So I went with the SZ LONEWOLF optic. And that gives us more range, more accuracy, and a little bit more recoil control, but it lacks in the handling and the draw speed. But like I said, we made up with that a little bit with the Phase 3 grip that we put on here. And you guys are going to see a live tuning because I did not tune this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to look so we're going to do flinch resistance, and we'll do far for the optic tuning. So that more or less is the weapon build, main weapon build for the STB 556. I really think that this gun is more viable than the STB class that I made before. I just like it better. I think it's probably the optic, and I changed up the barrel, or the muzzle, excuse me. But I don't know. This weapon just feels a lot more comfortable than the one I made before. I wanted to make some tweaks to the weapons that I had done previously. So I think this is a good alternative if you're looking for something that has a little bit more range. I would go with this STB class. The one that I made before a couple weeks ago would probably be more of a close range weapon. because I think it's a little bit faster in the handling and mobility aspects rather than the damage. So with our secondary weapon, we went with the articulate response. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. So we went with the SA Peak 77 muzzle. That gives us some sound suppression, bolt velocity, recoil smoothness, and recoil control. And we are unable to tune these right now because we have not leveled up the pistols. I'm going to be doing that in live streams, trying to get Orion camo and stuff. So we just haven't touched the pistols yet. So that's why there's no tuning for the pistols. We went with the SA50 trigger, which gives us aiming, idle stability, and fire rate. So that's what we did for that guy. 10-round mag, just to give us a little bit more ammo capacity when we're running around the map. The EXFSHORELINE grip is what we went with for that, and it gives us flinch resistance when we're aiming down sight. When we're getting hit by bullets, we're not sort of shying away. We're sort of staying in that ADS and trying to kill the guy in front of us. And then last but not least, we went with the FJX DIOD 70 laser on the pistol, and that gives us a little bit more ADS speed, aiming stability, and sprint to fire speed. So really making you mobile around the map, really getting you some damage, some really good damage with both weapons. Trying to keep the gun as easy to shoot as possible while still retaining that damage range and that damage ability of the weapon. So that's what we went with the secondary. Obviously, our tactical and our lethal, respectively, is a stim and a frag grenade. Don't really like Semtexes are good because you can stick people and they do that, but I really believe that the frag grenade or possibly even the Molotov cocktail or something that is like an incendiary device versus just being an explosive. Thermite's a really good option too. Throwing knife is what I use in Warzone. But yeah, I mean, your secondary or your lethal is sort of up to you. The tactical, I just like the stim because you're able to sort of like peek, like run around a corner, hit the stim, and come back into the fight. I just like that aspect of it. And then last but not least, we have our perk package, which we're always running with that scavenger, running around the map, making sure that we're picking up ammo and resources as we do that. We're going with the tracker, which allows you to see enemy footprints and enemy footprints around the map. If they're white, obviously they're far away from you. If they're red, you're right on top of them. Fast hands, like I said, one of them, I think the most underutilized perks in the game, especially if you're an aggressive play style. Slap this perk on and see how much faster you reload and how much it changes your game as far as reload. Because I'm a big stickler for shooting, killing a guy, or killing a player on the map and then having to reload really fast before I enter another engagement. So I'm a big stickler about that. So I love fast hands for that aspect. Last but not least, we have the most OP perk in the game, period, which is Ghost. Makes you undetectable by UAVs, portable radars, and heartbeat sensors. So as you're running around the map, you're sort of silent. And then speaking of silence, our last thing we're going to go over for the class is our field upgrade, which is obviously dead silence. Temporarily makes your footsteps silent. Gun, melee, and throwing knife kills refresh duration. So this is easily the most broken perk in the game. If you are getting kills, it will not run out of juice. How broken is that? But without any further ado, that is the class setup for my new STB 556 class, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will be using this class in the future. I think it's pretty OP for the STB in general, maybe even the assault rifles in general. But just to be specific, the STB is, I said the third best assault rifle. I think with this class possibly moves into number 2. I don't think anything will ever beat the Cast-Off 74U, but I think this is a very close second. So without any further ado, thank you guys so much for checking out the build and everything. I really, really appreciate you guys coming by the channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel here. That way you guys don't miss any new content of any videos coming out, as well as live streams. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be giving you some content to chew on. This will obviously be uploaded on a Tuesday because I missed yesterday for you guys, so I apologize about that. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're looking for content, and Tuesday, Thursday, you guys are going to be seeing some streams and stuff. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, once again, thank you so much for coming by the channel and checking out the video. Without any further ado, this is your boy Phantxm. I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys.